Welcome back to the channel, guys. Let's get straight into this story. So this is a big one. A court has just backed the claim of nurse Sandy Peggy against NHS 5 after she objected to sharing a female-only changing room with Dr. Beth Upton, a transgender doctor. The tribunal found that Peggy was unlawfully harassed by her employer after she raised concerns. That's right, this isn't a sideways win or a narrow technicality. The court sided with her, recognising that forcing a biological woman to undress or change alongside a person she really regards as male amounts to harassment under employment law. Peggy's story begins on Christmas Eve 2023, when she discovered Dr. Upton in the female change room at Victoria Hospital in Kilcardy. She says it felt intimidating and embarrassing, feelings that many women would share in this situation. Instead of finding a compromise, she was suspended shortly afterward, accused of bullying and harassment, and subjected to an internal investigation that dragged on for months. The implication was clear: question a transgender colleague using a female facilities and you'll be treated like the problem. But the tribunal didn't buy it. Not only was Peggy cleared of gross misconduct, but her harassment claim was upheld, which is a serious rebuke of how the trust and management handled the situation. The court found NHS 5 guilty of harassment for failing to remove Dr. Upton from the female changing room while the case was ongoing, and for taking an unreasonable time to investigate. In short, forcing women to share single-sex facilities with individuals they view as male and then pushing the woman for objecting, that's harassment. What makes this so important and why it matters to more people than just those directly involved is that the decision sets a precedent. With the tribunal ruling in favour of Sandy Peggy, it draws a clear line. Biological women's rights to single-sex spaces matter and are protected under the law. It challenges the idea that gender identity automatically overrides biological sex when it comes to privacy, safety and comfort in intimate spaces like changing rooms. For decades now, many of us have warned that redefining women based solely on a declared gender identity would erode women's protections. Thus, privacy, dignity and safety would be sacrificed on the altar of ideology. This ruling proves that warnings weren't just theoretical. It shows that real women doing real jobs in public services can and will fight back when their rights are disregarded. And more broadly, this raises serious questions about how workplaces, institutions and public bodies are handling inclusion and diversity policies. Are these policies being enforced fairly, or are they being used to punish people who simply ask for basic respect and common sense segregation where privacy matters? The outcome suggests there must be limits, especially when it comes to single-sex spaces that matter to people on a deeply personal biological level. This isn't about height, guys, it's about common sense, respect and recognition that all inclusion demands should override others. If we lose sight of that, we end up sacrificing privacy and safety in the name of social experiment, and that's unacceptable. So for anyone who values fairness, decency and protecting women's rights, this ruling should feel like a small victory. A reminder that if you stand up and speak out, even when the system pushes back, the law and common sense can win. Thanks for watching, guys. If you value honest takes on gender rights and what's really going on behind the headlines, hit subscribe and stick around for more.